Madhava Kunja Vihari Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopiya Navalava Girivaradhari Gopiya Navalava Girivaradhari Jashodanandana Vrajajanaranjana Anandana Vrajajana Jashodanandana Vrajajanaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Yahe Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Śrīla Prabhupada ki Jai, Granthara Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki Jai, Gaura Premanandi, Hari Hari Bo. Narayanang namaskrityam naran chaiva narottamam Devi Saraswatim Vyasam tato jayan udhirajet Nasta prayesva vadresu nityam bhagavata sevaja Bhagavati uttamai sloke bhaktir bhavaiti naistikim Om Namo Bhavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, thank you so much for coming today. So we are reading today Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 24, Matsya, the Lord's Fish Incarnation, and today is text 51. It's on the board, if you can repeat after me, please. Jano janasya disate satingatim. I think it's different intonation. Jano janasya disate satingatim. Jaya pradyeta duratya janatama. Tuantoam vyajan jnana amo. Tuantoa vyajam jnanan amogya anjasa. Prapadyate jena jano nijam padam. Jano janasya disate satingatim. Jaya prapadyeta duratya jantama. Tuan tuan vyajam jnanan amogya vya anjasa. Prapadyate jena jano nijam padam. Jano janasya disate satim gatim. Jaya prapadyeta duratya jantama. Tuan tua vyajam jnanan amohan anjasa. Prapadyate jena jano nijam padam. Would you like to repeat, please? Jano janasya disate satingatim. Yada prapadyate durantyan. Tuantua vyajam jnanam amohanayasa. Prapadyate jena jano niyam. Jano janasya disate satingatim. Jaya prapadyeta durantya jantama. Tuan vyagyan jnana mohan anjasa. Prapadyate jena jano nijam padam. Any ladies, would you like to repeat? Jano janasya disate satingatim. Yaya prapadyeta duratya yantama. Tuantoya yavyanjanam amohananjasa. Prapadyate jena jano nijam padam. Okay. Translation word by word. Jnana, a person who is not a bona fide guru. an ordinary person. Janasya, of an ordinary person who does not know the goal of life. Adisake instructs a satim impermanent material. Gatim, the goal of life. Jaya, by such knowledge. Prapadyeta, he surrenders. Duratyajam, unsurmountable. Tama, to ignorance. Twam, your lordship. To bad. Avyajan, indestructible. Yanam, knowledge. Amoham, without material contamination. Anjasa, very soon. Prapadyate, achieves. Yena, by such knowledge. Jana, a person. Nija, nijam, his own. Padam, original position. Translation. A materialistic so-called guru instructs his materialistic disciples about economic development and sense gratification. And because of such instructions, the foolish disciples continue in the materialistic existence of ignorance. But your lordship gives knowledge that is eternal, and the intelligent person receiving such knowledge is quickly situated in his original constitutional position. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. So-called gurus instruct their disciples for the sake of material profit. Some guru advise that one meditate in such a way that his intelligence will increase in regard to keeping his body fit for sense gratification. Another guru advises that sex is the ultimate goal of life, and that one should therefore engage in sex to the best of his ability. These are the instructions of foolish gurus. In other words, because of the instructions of a foolish guru, one remains perpetually in material existence and suffers its tribulations. If one is intelligent enough to take instructions from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as enunciated in Bhagavad Gita or the Sankhya philosophy of Kapiladev, one can very soon attain liberation and be situated in his original position of a spiritual life. The words Nijam Padam are significant. The living entity, being part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, has the birthright to a position in Vaikuntha Loka, or the spiritual world, where there is no anxiety. Therefore, one should follow the instructions of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then, as stated in Bhagavad Gita, Tyaktva deham punan janma naiti man iti sarjuna. After giving up one's body, one will return home back to Godhead. The Lord lives in the spiritual world, and in his original personality and a devotee who follows the instructions of the Lord approaches him, man eti. As a spiritual person, such a devotee returns to the personality of Godhead and plays and dances with him. That is the ultimate goal of life. Should I repeat that part? It said, as a spiritual person, such a devotee returns to the personality of Godhead and plays and dances with him. That is the ultimate goal of life. So this is quite interesting. The last part, like very nicely Prabhupada stated what is the goal of life. Yeah, nice. Jnanati mirandasya, jnana salakaya, chakshurulumitanjena, tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Śrīmate Śrīdhanumapisak Swami iti namine. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhaktivedanta Swami iti namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivas Adi Gaura Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. I'll repeat again the translation of this verse. A materialistic so-called guru instructs his materialistic disciples about economic development and sense gratification. And because of such instructions, the foolish disciples continue in the materialistic existence of ignorance. But your lordship give knowledge, but your lordship give knowledge that is eternal, and the intelligent person receiving such knowledge is quickly situated in his original constitutional position. Okay, so in context, these are the prayers of who is praying at this point? Do you remember who is talking? It's Matsya Avatar and it's Satyavrata. Yes, yeah. In the previous text, we were studying how Satyavrata, King Satyavrata, encountered the Supreme Personality of Godhead in a very special and particular pastime of the Lord. It's a nice interaction. Of course, beyond our capacity of understanding, a small fish appears when Satyavrata Muni was praying, was doing his rituals every day, daily routine and spiritual rituals that he used to do it, his oblations, close to the river. And then when he was offering water to the Lord with two hands, he held and then appeared a small tiny fish. And this fish started talking to him. Well, in the beginning, Satyavrata said, okay, I don't need the fish, I put it back to the water. But suddenly he hears that the fish was asking him, please take me, help me. I am afraid of the big fishes that they will eat me in this ocean. Please save me. It's incredible. The Lord is pleading him, it's asking, please help me, a small fish. We cannot imagine, well, it's just theoretical. When I was reading this part, I was trying to visualize that for my normal logic and capacity of perception, what is ordinary. First of all, a fish doesn't talk, so I will never imagine if I see a fish talking, and so sometimes we see an aquarium, small fishes there. We don't expect them to talk. So it's the same thing happened to Satyavrata. He didn't expect that, but it happened. And so he, as a compassionate devotee, he thought, okay, I'll take care, I'll help. He thought he can do it. So then he provided a small pot with water for the fish. Let's try to, because it's a fish, so he needs water in a pot nicely. But suddenly, this changed. The fish became bigger, and we know how it happened, or we heard, if you remember. And suddenly, even when he was transferred to the ocean, it wasn't enough. That is showing how the Lord is displaying His power. For all of us, actually, the Lord has different purpose in His activities. Previously, we were studying that how Krishna fulfilled many purposes with His pastimes. It's not just one thing. And this part of Bhagavatam, for example, this particular incarnation, the function or the purpose of this incarnation is to save the Vedas, and also at the same time to interact with His devotees, loving exchanges with His devotees. And at the same time, as we know in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, whenever I come to kill, annihilate the demons and protect my devotees first, annihilate demons and establishing the spiritual principles. So this incarnation of the Lord has this purpose. But also, when Priyavrata Maharaj was offering the prayers, like that we are now at this point, offering the prayers to Matsya Avatar, he pointed out that, as far as I understand, yesterday also, Keshava Prabhu was emphasizing the point of spiritual master. And today again, it's the verse talking about the function of the spiritual master and how the guru, the guru and different type of gurus, Prabhupada very clearly stated here, materialistic gurus and spiritual gurus. And the spiritual guru, original spiritual master, is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, but also another important point is to understand what actually is knowledge. And according to the desire of the living entity, we perceive or we pursue different activities or different goals in life. Our desires, it's based on our state of consciousness. And our state of consciousness is based in our level of knowledge, who we are, if we do understand what is our identity. So based, for example, in the materialistic bodily conception of life, the goal of life is different. And here Prabhupada clearly specified how, for example, pursuing knowledge, receiving knowledge from people who are very much interested in sense gratification based on the bodily conception of life, the result of that is always remaining a cycle of birth and death, and then that is ignorance. And of course, suffering. But opposite to that, Prabhupada is not just stating that, but he also presents what is the solution for that. He presents, or he established, that the best way to come out from there, from that state of that conditioning state, is to receive proper knowledge. Not just that, Prabhupada also specifies from where we can get that specific spiritual knowledge. Authorized bona fide spiritual masters. And the original spiritual master is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And devotees who are very much connected to converse in that principle, with that principle, and dedicate their life, they are also capable to transfer or to give or distribute this knowledge as well. Personally, I thought it's important to emphasize this point, what is the real knowledge, helping us to understand what is our real identity. Prabhupada nicely, for example, in the last part of the purport, he said that the living entity, as part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, has the birthright to be in the spiritual world, in Vaikuntha. That is our position, because we are part of God. He lives in the spiritual world, and we are part of Him, so that is our right to be there. And what we will do there, what is the goal of life that Prabhupada nicely established here, that to me was quite interesting, because many people and many spiritual practitioners they emphasize or they think that the goal of life is to get liberation, self-realization, moksha, mukti, no? And there are different spiritual practices for that. But Prabhupada is here presenting something beyond that, something else that is beyond just mere liberation, ceasing from freedom or the cycle of repeat birth and death. He's presenting something that's beyond, that only few people, few spiritual practitioners know about it. And somehow or another, causeless mercy, we are even discussing about it. We don't have, well, personally, not much I don't have much qualification about understanding about the spiritual practice or what is the goal of life. And just by causeless mercy, we come in contact with these pure devotees, with sincere devotees, and by Krishna's mercy, we have access to these very sacred, deep, and higher principles, not just liberations. Prabhupada said that the goal of life is, do you remember, we read the last part of the purpose twice? What Prabhupada said that is the goal of life? Yeah, playing and dancing with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is the goal of life. It's not just liberation, ceasing of this cycle of repeat of birth and death and stop suffering. That is, it's included, but it's very low. There is something higher. It said that playing and dancing with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What else we can do, in the spiritual world? That is our real place, our birthright that Prabhupada said. We are meant to live there. We are entitled to be there because we are spiritual souls. We are part and parcel of Krishna, so He lives in the spiritual world where we can also live. That is included. We should be there. So, but doing what? Playing and dancing with Him. So that is a very important part that I thought we can also explore a little bit more, because as you know, this coming Friday, day after tomorrow, we are celebrating Gaura Purnima. So I come across one lecture that I would like to share with you. I thought it would be instructive and also inspiring. That lecture inspired me a lot, so I thought maybe I can share with you. It's a lecture given by His Grace Subhavilas Prabhu. The title of the lecture is The Secret of Gauranga. So, if you allow me, I can share a little bit more about this, because it said that dancing and playing with Krishna, the goal of life. So, with Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in our Sampradaya, Gaudiya Brahma Sampradaya, we learn that by reciting the names of God, purify our consciousness. Not just that, it gives us love for Krishna, love for God, prema bhakti. And because of that love, naturally the propensity of the living entities to interact in a loving ways with the Lord. And that loving exchanges with the Lord can be done in different ways. We have different rasas, different moods. And more of them, more of those relationships have that interaction of love, dance, and playing with Krishna. And that is, again, as Prabhupada said, our birthright as spiritual souls. So we come to know more about this because Lord Chaitanya and his teachings. So I thought, let's explore a little bit more about that particular incarnation of Krishna as Lord Chaitanya, Gauranga. The lecture of Subhavilas Prabhu was based on the book of Shivaran Swami, called Na Parajaham. That is a book based on the 10 cantos Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. I think it's chapter 32, text 22, where Krishna expressed to the gopis, I'm very much indebted to you. I cannot repay you for everything that you've done for me, for everything that you do for me. I cannot repay you. So the word Na Parajaham means I cannot repay you. That's the word those words are used by Krishna in expressing his gratitude and his appreciation, how the gopis, they give up everything in order to please him, in order to express their love for him. They went to such extremes to give up everything, even their reputation, family, every attachment, everything. So they are the topmost devotees, as we heard many times. So that mood of the gopis, giving everything to the Lord, giving freely, without expectation, that mood is very attractive for Krishna. He is very much attracted to that even he feels, I cannot repay, I'm very grateful to this, and he's desperate, looking for ways to repay that. So Shivaran Swami expressed, he narrated in this book many pastimes, and one of those pastimes is trying to explain, for example, that why Krishna cannot repay the gopis, because in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna said, I'll reciprocate to the devotees according their level of surrender. Krishna said, no, I'll reciprocate. But now Krishna says, I cannot repay you. How can this be matching? Because he said, I will reciprocate according the level of surrender of devotee, and now I cannot repay, I cannot reciprocate, I cannot repay what the gopis are doing. So, in order to understand that mood, that conflict in the moods, and it's Shivaran Swami explains that actually, for ordinary people, devotees, it's easy for reciprocating Krishna reciprocating according to their desires, because for practicing devotees like us, doesn't take much to reciprocate, because our level of surrender is quite, I don't know, minimum. Maybe some of you are more, of course. But the higher level of gopis, that is it's too much for him. That it said that Krishna, even he thinks that I have to find someone who can lend me a lot of money, a lot of riches to repay that. And he's wondering where I can find this person or the people who can lend me money or riches to reciprocate these gopis or these surrendered devotees. So he's wondering, questioning about it, what to do, he's looking around. So the pastime, he said that, for example, there are two pastimes that perhaps if you allow me, I'll share with you. First, it's one to explain why Krishna is not able to reciprocate with that higher level of devotees, that level of surrender like gopis. It's because, you know, Krishna in Bhagavad Gita established, there is one verse that Krishna explained about his identity. He said, Aham sarvasya prabhavo. No, I'm the source of everything. Everything emanates from me. I'm the proprietor of everything. He's clear of that. No? Everything belongs to me. And also I'm the best friend of the living entity. So he established that clearly, my identity, and he has that consciousness. Everything belongs to me, so everything is for my enjoyment. At the same time, because he has that mentality, I'm the enjoyer, the living entity who is trying to give pleasure to him, the living entity also enjoys by doing it. So for that reason, he is not having much problem, that necessity of reciprocation, because he knows that the enjoyment that the living entity obtains by serving him, it's also the heart desire of the living entity. It's part of the nature. So he, as the enjoyer, he doesn't see much how to give up things to reciprocate to, for example, to repay to the gopis, because he doesn't like to give up things. Because he loves everything, every living entity, for example. If they say that if Krishna sees you, he loves you, he won't give up on you. He will all the time pursue you. So that is something that I personally feel encouraged, knowing that I am not qualified, but he loves me, and then he will not give up me. So he will pursue me all the time. And he does with everybody as well. No? So there is a pastime, as we said, that is said that in the spiritual world, you know, Radharani and the gopis and Krishna and the gopas, always in competition. Always there. Their enjoyment is playing and always trying to see who will win, who will lose, and trying to get enjoyment in that way, mutually give and get enjoyment in the spiritual world. And this is one time, Krishna and Radharani were trying to, they were doing games of dice. So Krishna has his die, the color of his die is golden, like Radharani's color. And Radharani's dice is black in color, like Krishna's color. So one day they say, okay, we will do this game. And Krishna put, okay, I will wait my deer. I have a nice deer, it's my pet called Suranga, I think is the deer pet of Krishna. And Radharani's doe is, I can't remember the name of her, Rangini. Rangini. So that is Radharani's So they were trying to, they say, okay, whoever wins in this game, they will take those pets. So the Gopas were encouraging Krishna, say, yeah, Krishna, you can do it, you can win. And the advisor of Krishna is Madhu. But Radharani's advisor is Lalita. And all the gopis also, no, Radharani, you can win, you will win, that's okay, let's do it. So when they threw the dice, oh, Krishna win. So Madhu Mangal, very enthusiastic, took Radharani towards his camp, Krishna's camp. Oh, the gopis, oh, what happened? Okay, again, let's do it again. So this time they weigh the necklaces, nice pearl gold necklaces, let's do it. Who will win? And again, Krishna's team, well, they won that. How is this possible? And Krishna was excited. So, okay, let's do it again. What else we can put in the stake? So they decided, okay, let's do it our instruments. Radharani's Veena. And Krishna said, okay, I put my flute there. Let's do it again. They threw the dice. And Krishna did first, then Radharani. And as soon as Radharani did it, all the gopis say, oh, Radharani, you win, you won. This is great. And take Krishna's flute. And Radharani looked at Krishna and said, please give me your flute. And Krishna said, no, I cannot give it to you. No, it's my flute. I cannot give it. Radharani said, Krishna, you lose. We won. So we did it in the right way. Give us your flute. And he didn't want it. He doesn't know how to give up. Everything he loves, he won't lose it. He doesn't want to that. He doesn't know and he doesn't want to lose anything. So, no, it's my flute, no. So Radharani, no, Krishna. So they were fighting. So in that moment, at that point, Radharani jumped upon Krishna's trying to take his flute. And in that way, Krishna fell on his back, and Radharani was also trying to look for Krishna's flute. Krishna was trying to hide it. But in that movement, Krishna lost his balance, and at that point, Radharani took his flute. But Radharani very quick passed the flute to somebody else. They go to the gopis and back. So one of the gopis took the flute and hid on her hair, on her braid. And then Krishna stand up also. He rise up and say, oh, looking for his flute. Where is my flute? Where is my flute? He couldn't find it. So he told Radharani, give my flute. No, I don't have your flute. Give me my flute. No, Krishna, I don't have it. Besides, what is the interest for me to have this flute? If I burn this flute, even a small lot of milk with milk, it won't be even to heat up that milk. So what is the use for me to have that flute? So no point for me to have that. So Krishna was in anxiety looking for his flute. So this pastime actually is showing that Krishna doesn't want to give up anything. He just likes to receive, enjoy, because that is his nature. And for that's his color, Siam color, dark complexions, it's representing that enjoying mood. And Radharani's mood, for example, is golden in color. It said, Sharan Swami explained in the book that it's more that they renounce as giving, the loving surrender and giving everything, that the golden color represents that. So Krishna, being Siam in Siam color, he cannot, the Siam Varna, he cannot experience that giving up mood, or the surrender, or giving liberty, everything to these beloved devotees, or people, Krishna doesn't know that. He just takes, he is very much attached to what he loves. And by the way, he loves every one of us. So he's very much attached to that, to all of us. So if we understand this aspect, keeping in mind that by nature Krishna is the enjoyer, and he has at the same time the need to reciprocate with the pure devotees like the gopis, and he's questioning, what can I do to reciprocate? Because he's very grateful. Krishna appreciates every effort, every loving exchange that his devotee offers to him, and he naturally will want to give something, but he doesn't know how to do it. So he has that concern in the heart, and so he's thinking, what can I do? What can I do? So Shiva and Swami in the book explain another pastime that reveal or give him that knowledge, what he can do to repay his devotees. So do you want me to tell you that pastime? I'll be quick. It said that one time, Radharani and Krishna, they agreed to meet. So they said, okay, at midnight we will meet in that place. So they said, okay, that was the agreement. So Krishna, at Yasoda Mata's house, he was preparing to go to bed, and Yasoda Mata, she was happy in reading pastimes to Krishna, Balur, Ram, putting him to bed, and he said, okay, I'm sleeping. He faked that he was asleep. So Yasoda Mata, okay, he's sleeping, I closed the door, everything. As soon as Yasoda Mai leaves, he got up, dressed up, and he left. So, of course, for him it was very easy, and he took his flute, everything, and he left quickly because he said, oh, it's late, it's midnight, Radharani, I don't want her to wait for me. So he went as soon as possible to the place, the meeting place. And then for Radharani, a little bit more difficult to come out from the house and try to avoid people, being seen by people. And she has to hide a little bit, and it's more challenging for her. So it takes more time for her to reach that place, the meeting place. But Krishna was in anxiety waiting because he reached first the place, so he was on time. And then he was waiting. Where is Radharani? What happened? So, because in his waiting time, whatever he was hearing, even the sound of a leaf or something, he was thinking, oh, Radharani, oh no, not yet. So in that anxiety, he was meditating on her. He reached a place called Imitala. You remember the place in Vrindavan? In Mitala, close to a tree, a nice place. So Krishna was waiting there, thinking and remembering, thinking of Radharani, remembering her, because it was such intense meditation that he started repeating, chanting Radharani's name, Radhe, 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 Radhe. Such intense meditation that he was so much absorbed that his complexion, his bodily complexion, took the color of Radharani, golden color. So he was with his picot, his flute, everything, but golden in color. And finally, Radharani reached the place. But Radharani was looking for Krishna, and she only saw a golden boy, no Krishna. Oh, she said, oh, maybe I got confused. Maybe we agree in another place that we will meet. But no, at that moment when Radharani was about to leave, she heard her name, Radhe, Radhe, and she said, oh, that is the voice of my Siam. my Syama Sundar. And she approached, and it was Krishna in the with golden complexion, reciting her names. And so Radharani approached to him, and she was very much surprised to see Krishna with golden color, golden complexion. How is that possible? So she was puzzled, so she stayed there, waiting in front of Krishna, because Krishna is so absorbed, closing his eyes, and then he feels somebody is in front of him, and then he opens his eyes, and it was Radharani there. So, Radharani. So he was, at that moment, because he was reciting Radha's name, he also experienced the mood of Radharani. That mood, of her mood, and because of that mood, he was able to understand Radharani's, her love, Radharani's mood. He thought, oh, I'm Radharani's too. Because it was so intense, his meditation, he adopted that mood, Radharani's mood. So he thought, oh, I'm Radharani. But because of that moment with her, immediately Krishna recovered his Siyam Varna in joy, because Radharani was there, so naturally awakened his enjoyment tendency. So gradually Krishna became blue again, dark complexion, because Radharani is present and he wanted to enjoy with her. So, but Radharani was puzzled, as we said, how is this possible? Krishna is having golden complexion, and she asked him, how is that? Please explain what is. No, I was meditating on you, I was chanting your names, your mood, so I understand the power of your name allowed me to get your name, your mood, to understand you, the power of your names. So that's the secret. The power of your names helped me to understand your mood. And not just understand your mood, adopting that mood, feeling that mood. So Krishna explained that to her, and Radharani was quite surprised. And she said, but something else must be there. And then Krishna explains to her that, well, actually in Kali Yuga, this is the form that I will take in order to propagate the glories of the names, and it is the hidden, the Chana avatar, the hidden incarnation of Krishna, in the golden complexion, and his name is Gauranga. And Radharani said, Gauranga, such a beautiful name, Gauranga. And so just recited this name and feeling so much pleasure, Radharani said, so this name is revealing me his love for you, Krishna. Is your name. And Krishna said, no, Gauranga is not just my name. Gauranga is your name and my name. So when you chant Gauranga, you are reciting, you are chanting Radha Krishna, Radha Krishna. So that is the secret aspect. That pastime helps us the way how, sorry, I'm not qualified to explain in a way that how Shivaran Swami explains the aspect of how Krishna, by chanting the glories of the name of Radharani, he was empowered with the understanding of the mood of Radharani, and not just that, also the mood itself. And Radharani's mood is all giving, all surrender, all compassionate, giving everything. And at that moment, Krishna understood, how can I repay the gopis? Because if I adopt the mood of the gopis, only in that way I'll be able to give. Because by being Syama Sundar, I'm very attached to my loving devotees, everything is for my enjoyment. But by adopting the mood of Radharani, I'll be able to give without any impediments, giving everything. And that is the mood of Lord Chaitanya. The mood of Radharani, when we chant Namo Mahavadhanjaya, Vadhanjaya, that magnanimous mood of the Lord, Mahavadhanjaya, is because it's the mood of Radharani, giving openly that compassionate love for Krishna, compassionate for every living entity. And not just that, it's not just giving love for God, but it's the highest love for God. And because it's Radharani's mood. So that is this open secret that today I wanted to share as preparation for this coming Friday, Gaura Purnima, the appearance day of Lord Chaitanya, when we will glorify thank you, Prabhu, when we will glorify Krishna in his form of Gauranga. And if we understand this part, that Gauranga is Krishna, with that move, the loving, the very compassionate move of Radharani, giving everything, no expecting anything, if we understand that and glorify him, we will be able to receive that, to understand the mood of the Lord and imbibe that mood also. Yeah, basically that is the idea. Any comment, any questions? Yes, Prabhu, yes.
Lectures, and as you mentioned that Krishna does not, how he's feeling inferior, like he can't repay the gopis. In this context, there's different perspective to look at this. One of these is, as you mentioned in your class, that Krishna don't know how to give away. He just only like to take. So I was hearing the commentary that in that commentary says the giver is always superior and who takes it is always inferior. So in that way, they're superior. He cannot pay them back because they're superiors.
Beautiful point.
Another way of looking at things, another pastime Krishna displays this when Sudama comes to offer, he brought some chipped rice and Krishna was very indebted. In that pastime, there's another realization that Krishna is unlimited. So if someone has given him everything, he cannot give him everything because it's infinite. So he's still holding something. And the person who is in front of him, he's given everything, he doesn't have anything. So in that way, again, he feels indebted that I'm inferior because he's done everything for me and I'm not doing everything as per my capability. So there's different things which is very nice.
That is the subtlety. That is one of the points that Swavilas Prabhu also explained, that how Krishna was concerned. I feel indebted with the gopis because for very reasons. One of them is that they give up everything. And I'm not able to give up anything because, again, his nature, but they gave it everything. So, and I cannot do that. So he feels so much indebted for that. And not just that, he said, for example, when Krishna, they were doing the dancer ras, he tried to reciprocate with them. And he expanded himself with each of the gopis. But in order to perform the dancer ras, they need music. They need singers. So the gopis themselves were the musicians and the singers. So Krishna thought, even to try to reciprocate them, I need them. Because how can I reciprocate if there is no music? They are doing all the things for me to reciprocate with them. So even my attempt to reciprocate, I depend of their effort, their service. Otherwise, I won't be able to do it. So he is realizing those things, and he felt that I'm indebted, and but again, Krishna is very grateful for that. Because of his nature, very grateful nature. He has that concern. How can I reciprocate? Every little, in the book of Shiva and Swami, it's because of grateful nature of Krishna, he's able to appreciate every little attempt, our little attempts to reciprocate, to offer love for him, to offer service to him. Because that nature of very grateful nature, he will definitely appreciate, do everything to try to reciprocate with our little attempt. So if we really understand these points, it will encourage us and it will motivate us to give more, because we know that Krishna is grateful. If I do this little, he will never forget, and he will be very grateful. What to say if I do a little bit more? And he will do more. And because it's our natural propensity, that is encouraging us, it's activating our tendency to reciprocate, to serve him, and joyfully, and assurance as well, because in our interactions in this material world, many times we experience disappointment because not everybody is grateful, or maybe even we have disappointments because we didn't receive what we wanted, or somebody was ungrateful. But it doesn't happen with Krishna. Not just that, you don't have to do a lot of extra things, because the tiny effort that you do it to please him, he will see as a big effort, and he will empower you to do it more as well. Again, it's our nature. So if we realize that, we will perform this naturally and joyfully, looking for that. Anyway, I'm talking too much. And would you like to say something else?
No, that's all.
Any other comment? Mataji, you have something to say?
Hare Krishna, thank you very much for that really nice pastimes of Krishna. And I am not, sorry, I don't remember quite exactly, but my understanding is that when Krishna said, I cannot give you anything in return, but your love for me will be what you receive. Is it?
That's right, Manjari.
Yeah. And my understanding is, but please correct me if I'm not right, that the most important thing that can Krishna give to us is love. And in return, with whatever small things or whatever big things we do for him, but please correct me if I'm not...
No, it is true, Mataji, because this verse that we mentioned, that Krishna said, na parajeham, is 10th canto, chapter 32, text 22, to my memory. Krishna says, no, I cannot repair you, all what you did for me, but that's loving actions, that's loving effort that you have. Your love for me should be your reward, because experiencing love for God is so fulfilling. You don't want anything else. It's what the gopis are experiencing. We read that, we hear the pastimes. they do everything for him, not because they are expecting some reward, but it's because by loving him, that emotion, the heart is full. And that love itself is fulfilling. And Krishna acknowledged that, and he said, I cannot repay, but that love that you have is your reward. Because of lack of understanding, I'm not able to explain this, but if we meditate more on that, if we pray to Krishna, please give us the understanding. And as we hear in the pastime, Krishna in his concern finding ways to repay that love to gopis, to repay that whatever the gopis offered to him, he discovered that by chanting Radharani's name, the power of the names of Radharani gave him an understanding about this love for God, for him. Not just the understanding, but also empowered him to experience that mood. So if we understand this principle, by chanting the holy names of Krishna, that power of the holy name will empower us with understanding and also with that love, that mood that we want to develop. So that is the power of the holy name. And Lord Gauranga, Mahavadanyaya, he is establishing this process. So this Friday we will celebrate his appearance day. And let's prepare our consciousness with this understanding and offer our chanting of the holy names of the Lord with that consciousness. Oh my Lord, please, I have no qualification, I have no capacity to understand you, but I want to please you, I want to love you. So empower me, help me. With the consciousness acknowledging our limitations and requesting blessings, surrendering. So maybe one day, soon we will experience that. We will receive the causeless mercies of the holy name, Krishna himself. So, if any other comment, questions? So if you don't have any more comments, we are a bit late. So we said, granted as Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki jai, Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai, Vanchakalpatarubhyascha, Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah.
Antarangam Kandar Ako Ikamaniya Vishesha Shobha Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Angani Asa Sakalem Priya Priti Manti Vasyanti Panti Kayanti Chiram Naganti Ananda Chinmaya Sadhu Jala Vigrahasya Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami 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 Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami
Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavanstam Shri Rupam Chakrajatam Sahagana Raghunathantam Svam Sadivam Shadaitam Savadhutam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanitanushtam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivedanta Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivedanta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna